The first time she came here as a tourist, she encountered something strange. As she walked forward, something blocked her path. She reached out with her hand and discovered an invisible wall. At first, she thought she was dreaming, so she tried to touch it again. The sensation she felt confirmed that this wasn't a dream. She turned around and went back to her seat, sitting quietly to calm herself down. After all, this was the real world, not some sci-fi movie. After deep thought, she returned to the invisible wall. She reached out her hand again, and it was still there. Panicking, she turned around and ran in search of another way out. She couldn't believe it. This invisible wall couldn't possibly cover the entire Alps. At that moment, she saw a house and hurriedly approached it to greet the people. To her surprise, the same invisible wall was present there. The elderly couple was standing motionless, frozen in place as if they were forbidden to move. She tried calling out to them, but her voice didn't carry through the air. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, she was trapped here for half a month. Every day, she came back to check if the invisible wall was still there. No matter how many times she tried, the result was always the same. The invisible wall seemed like a prison, trapping her in the Alps. Then, she had an idea. Perhaps sheer force could break through the wall. She drove her car towards the invisible barrier, but the car broke down while the wall remained unchanged. Devastated, she wondered if she would spend the rest of her life trapped here. Days passed, and she grew accustomed to this new life. To survive, she learned to grow food. Sometimes, she would take her dog and go hunting on the mountain. During one hunting trip, she found a cow, and later, on a rainy day, she rescued a kitten. So, she lived with the cow, the dog, and the cat. One day, while in her car, she found a map of the Alps. She thought that perhaps if she reached the highest point, she could find a flaw in the invisible wall. So, she set off with her dog. On the way, she encountered a strange tree, covered in human clothes, as if the souls of the people who wore them were trapped there. She walked all over the Alps, but could not find a way out. That's when she realized how terrifying the invisible wall truly was. There was no escape. She wrote down her experiences in her journal. In the end, she was never able to escape.